in the Torah portion that we read this past week, it begins with the idea of a census. And the census is, if you just give it a cursory glance, it's the counting of a population. But how many of you have ever been involved in the census? Raise your hand. Okay, so you know that it's more than just counting people. It's a measurement, a procedural measurement of attributes that amount to statistics that allow those that take the census to get to know the people. It is how your government gets to know you. And yes, it's probably true. They get to know you so they can more easily sell you products or stories or candidates. Yet if you look at the census in its purest form, it is an attempt to know, which will always be a gesture towards intimacy. Because wherever there is willingness to discover, to know, intimacy is there. Repeat that with me. Wherever there is discovery, there is intimacy. And in the same portion that we learned this morning, the story follows to a climactic narrative of the T.A.O, which means the golden calf. How many of you know the story of the golden calf? Who would like to give a short synopsis of the golden calf story? Who feels brave? Pop quiz. Who wants to do it? Yes, I can't see who that is, but yes. What's your name?
Ron.
Ron, beautiful. Give us like a 3-sentence. What happened with the golden calf?
Moses went up the mountain to receive the 10 Commandments.
Yes.
He brought back the 10 Commandments, and there his people were worshiping the golden calf.
All right, Ron, let's hear it for Ron. So the question is why? Why did we feel the need to put together this golden calf? Anyone?
Las Vegas.
Did you say Las Vegas? Las Vegas. Good. What else?
Moses was on the mountain for quite a long time, and they didn't think he was coming back.
Okay. What's your name?
Paul.
Paul. And? You want to add?
And they wanted something to idolize.
Okay. So, Moses was gone. Their conduit to God was missing. Who they call a loved one, Moshe Rabbi, was out of town. How many of you have loved ones who are out of town? Raise your hand. How many of you feel a distance because of that? Raise your hand. Okay. So they felt a certain loss of intimacy. So much so that they had to fabricate that intimacy. And in doing so, they make this, we'll just call it a calf, because that's what the Torah calls it. They make this calf because they wanted a God, not just that they could idolize, but a God that they could touch and feel, a God that would dwell amongst them. I need an intimacy with you, God. I want a God who dwells within me, dwells among me, dwells and comes and emanates through me. And so, what does God respond? Make for yourselves a place where I can dwell among you. We see the T.A.O, this golden calf, as the horrible blemish on our historical narrative, when in fact, it was the first time that we reached out for an intimacy with God. And the fact that this portion was today, earlier today, we celebrated, Arab Valentine's last night, right?
Yeah.
It's no mistake. You can't overlook that. So I thought I would just give you a few tidbits on intimacy. Would that be all right? Yes? If not, we can just go singing and continue singing. I'm okay with that. By the way, in the interest of intimacy, I'm looking out onto you, and I see so many faces that I don't know, which thrills me. It thrills me, and I want to get to know you. I want to have intimacy with you. So please, those that are new, come up afterwards so that I can, yes. In case you didn't hear that, I can share my mucus with you. So if we talk about intimacy, what is religion? Religion is a series of gestures, parables, rituals, words, love songs, poems, to be intimate with the divine. And what I want to answer, what I ask this week, is where does God court you? Where does that courtship take place? Where are the roses and the chocolates? Where's the backdrop of our narrative? Do you know where our story takes place? In the desert. That's where our story happens. That's the courting of the people of Israel by God. And the Daszkal asks, why is it that our story happens in the desert? I mean, really, you couldn't have chosen Las Vegas, as you said, which is in the desert. This is intimacy to God. This is divine intimacy. I understood better how to be intimate with my friends and loved ones. How do I become more intimate with those people that I love? I become the desert. Why? Because in the desert, less is assumed and more is discovered. And I'll say that again. Because in the desert, less is assumed and more is discovered. Because wherever there is a willingness to discover, intimacy is there. And our primary journey of all of the Abrahamic peoples, regardless of what faith you have, we are all children of Abraham, that our journey began where Abraham's journey began, and Abraham was told, Lech lecha ma'artzecha, go from the land that you know, the land that is mapped out, the land that offers nothing more to be discovered. Go from there. Because for you to find intimacy with the self and with other and with God, you must become a new platform. You must become the desert. You know, the most dangerous element in this relationship dynamic that we have with each other is that at some point, a human being becomes an idea. They're no longer a person. your friends, your family members, your co-workers, your boss, your employees. At some point, you dehumanize them. It's natural for us to do this. And they are no longer a person, they are an idea. Carol hasn't returned my phone calls, my emails, my Instagrams. Soon becomes, Carol is ignoring me. Soon becomes, Carol doesn't like me. Soon becomes, Carol never wanted to be my friend, daughter, spouse, loved one. And that's loud. And with these presumptions, you have fabricated an idea. And so, Carol is no longer a person with feelings or challenges or issues of their own. Instead now, Carol is an idea. Do you ever do that? Do you ever assume what someone else is thinking? I'm sure you never do that. When we assume what another person is thinking, we nullify the reason for communication at all. There's no reason to dialogue anymore because I know you. I have an idea. I've sized you up. And so I can therefore substantiate you and I can debunk the mystery of who you are. It doesn't take very long to figure out Uncle Harry. Or I know you. I know who you are. And it's good. To be known is to be loved. We want to be known. Yet when we assume, when we substantiate, and we believe that you are an idea, I'm no longer knowing you. I have memorized you. I've committed you to my memory. And any time I see you, it is that memory that emerges. Not you standing before me, but the idea, whatever that idea carries. Because whenever we are willing to discover someone, intimacy is there. And so if we complain, I feel distant from my loved one. I feel isolated. I feel invisible. It is for this reason, and this reason alone. It is because we have forgotten how to see presently, now, this loved one, this family member, this self, in the light of discovery. We come together here to pray to God. God is the Brei Chayayona, the great pool of discovery, the great unknown. Why? Why is that important? Why is it important for God to be unknown? Even for atheists, you have to understand this. Even if we fabricated God, even if we made God, we all believe in the golden calf. We need that. Why? Because we crave the unknown. Because it's only there that we find true intimacy. Because as soon as I believe in my mind that I know you, I can no longer That's what's so divine about our relationship to God. Is that God will always remain unknown. You know? What we call God today, what do we call God today? The one who brings the dead back to life. T.A.O, right? So these are the things we call God. We're bringing people back to life, right? We call God the Wolffe, the healer. We heal people. What you call God today, my friends, will change. We will have new terms for God tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. We'll make up a newer unknown. We'll make up a fresh platform for discovery, because God will always be that circle. That pool of discovery where intimacy happens. And so I welcome you tonight as friends, as members, as loved ones, but mostly as people who are willing to stand in that circle and discover something new about each other. And to find there what?
Into me you see.
Into me